The broadcast is live.
All right, we're live. We're here. We're here.
Oh, what's up, everybody? What's up? I don't know. My window's not loading.
For your
Yeah, the window I have, it's not loading. It doesn't load the actual thing.
like on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
What's up, Liz? What is Liz talking about? She said, "Oh, you guys were talking like this whole time."
Yeah. We was talking in chat. It's a bit behind. I see what's happening here now. So, what is going on for anybody who I do not know yet? Liz, appreciate you stopping by. Old Dude's Wisdom, what's up? Chris, Kev, what's happening, man? What is going on?
What's up?
Coach is out here just blasting this on every single social media that he has. Yeah, no, Liz, I totally just got it. I'm looking at the screen and I'm looking at the StreamYard and I'm like, man, I'm not doing what's happening in the StreamYard, but this is pretty dope. This is pretty dope. I don't know, yo, Chris, that's some pretty high expectations. I don't know if I can live up to Kev's level of like presence / entertainment.
My presence.
I mean, well, so last week it was two Kevins, and you know, I was talking with Kevin Excande earlier. Man, it's gonna be a hard time separating you two. I'm gonna call you Coach. I'm gonna call him Kevin. Yeah, it's like we were talking, and he was just saying how like chemistry is like super important for this process, and I was like, yo. Coach and I already met. You know, we already had a decent in-person conversation.
Facts.
And this will be dope. To be honest, I don't even know what we're talking about. I honestly, you know, I know.
Doesn't matter. We just out here having a good time. It's Friday. Yeah. Just good vibes. We just out here trying to make good vibes, great conversation. Like you said, we have a great community going on out here. So we're just trying to bring everybody together sometime. You know what I mean? Stuff
Ray's
like this.
Way overdoing it. Welcome.
Yo.
So yeah, for I guess for anybody who doesn't know, this is like officially my first live I've ever done. There's the beauty and the element of shooting and editing and cutting out awkward ums and uhs. Yeah, that's gonna be something I got to get over right here, right now. And that's sort of why when you asked, I was just like, you know what? If I'm not ready for it now, I'm never gonna be ready for it. So let's just jump into it. And I'm down. Friday Night Live will be the place to be. I actually thought about this and I was like, yo, the title of it, you bring on guests and you're gonna have like this phenomenon of people who are just like, who does Coach have on the show today? And I don't know if you'll be the next Oprah, but maybe.
Eden's Tokyo Life, what's up? How you doing? So we wanna. This is like it's off the cuff. Like I want it to be like this because I don't want it to be like we're scripted and saying stuff. You know, I want it to be like a normal conversation. Like it's just chopping it up with your homies. You know?
I can appreciate that because you know what? That's the one thing I suck at. That's the one thing I suck at. I suck at just being here and actually conversing without worrying about the weird stuff that we get to cut out and stuff. People are going to be lining up to get on the show. Yeah, right. Seriously, Kevin. Right? Like, there's gonna be people who are like, "Oh my God, Coach Kev is asking me to get on the show."
So, Kev, I'm about to make you a moderator, Kev. I don't know if you know what that means, but I'm about to make you a moderator. You're a moderator. So, Kev, you have control. Kev, you have control to throw people out if they're talking reckless. You have control to link anything you want to link. You can put links and all that stuff. So I made you a moderator.
Peace out, Liz. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hopefully get there. Damn, you got a blizzard going on in Canada right now. I feel for you guys. And I guess at some point you got to clarify what ringette is, because apparently Americans have hockey and Canadians have ringette. I have no idea what that is.
I've never heard that ever in my life. This is the first time you ever heard the word ringette. I've never even heard that in a sentence. I don't know what that is.
Kev is like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, you're in, Kev. I already did it. You're moderator. Kev got the what's the name by your name right there? Look at that blue or purple, whatever the
badge.
Kev, you're moderating, so keep them in check, Kev.
You get a bed and you get a bed. Yeah. So what's going on, man? What's your Friday been like? You do any like coaching? You got promoted.
Yeah. So I have a tournament Sunday. So we got our first tournament in New Jersey on Sunday, and it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how everything flows. I don't know what the rules and regulations are going to be. They have a whole list of stuff, but you don't know until you actually get there how everything's going to work out. So just looking forward to see how that goes.
I'm curious to know, because I know you're about to do like indoor tournaments, and so like just out of curiosity, like what's the precautionary measures being taken, or what kind of strict guidelines do you and the girls have to follow to make sure this thing doesn't get too out of hand?
So the biggest thing is when we went to Pennsylvania was we couldn't be inside the gym no earlier than 15 minutes before our game started. So that's how they control wiping down the benches and getting the other team out before we come in. Then when you walk in, they got to check your temperature. They check everybody's temperature when you walk in. And then whenever you're walking to the bench or to your court, you got to have a mask on. Now, typically, you're supposed to coach with your mask on. The players can play without the mask on. But I tried to do it for a minute, and they couldn't hear me. So I just went like that and just pulled it like
I
down.
See. I see.
And there was no problem. And I think I honestly think people are going to understand that, because you can't. It's so loud in there already. And then I'm just talking like,
you're talking like a muffled cloth, and people say you call one play, they run a different play, and you're like, no, that wasn't what we were supposed to do.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like Chris, Kev, appreciate you guys stopping by. Liz, appreciate you stopping by. If you're in here, just say what's up. We're just out here just chatting, chilling, chopping it up, and as Kevin I would say, shooting the poop. So yeah, this is pretty dope.
Thanks, CL. Thanks for that, CL. Yeah, so I don't know if you're the big elephant in the room is that you want me to start it now with the video?
Yo, dude. Whenever, I mean, like, what do you?
Before I start, I want to say I see Kev just posting a lot now. Kev is taking his power to the head. Kev is just over here posting. Kev is the moderator, and Kev is like a dictator out of here. Kev is just posting every 2 seconds, making sure everybody. I love it. I gave Kev the incredible power.
Yeah, so Kev, I think Coach does have a plan to talk about that collab. I will let him run the reins on that and figure out how and when he's gonna start that or do what he's gonna do with that.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. So what I want to do with this, my overall goal for this doing these lives is to get a new guest every week. You get to know the guest. I want to talk about whatever trending topics was going on during the week. I want to throw in some basketball, but the reason I want to talk about trending topics and things other than basketball too, because I always try to promote bigger than basketball. So even though my channel is basketball oriented, I still want to showcase that I understand that there's so many things more than basketball, and everything I try to promote through basketball, I want it to relate to everybody's everyday life too. So that's my goal, is to do that. So we're going to try this right now. So what we did is we cut up the collab that we did. So the elephant in the room is that me and Jashim got together and actually did a collab where we're creating a quote unquote documentary about my basketball life. So this is going to be something that hopefully I get to use as a resume builder, something I can throw out just to showcase what I'm all about when it comes to basketball and even outside the game of basketball. So we have the video loaded up. So hopefully it doesn't stutter or do no stupidness or whatever. So we're gonna try this screen sharing right now, and we're just gonna showcase a little bit of the video, and then we're gonna talk about it as soon as it's done playing.
Yeah, and while it's playing, like if you guys have any questions about anything, you know, as long as like I don't know, any questions about the technical process, any questions about anything, just ask. You know, it's cool to gauge what you guys are thinking and anything you guys may have any questions about. But looks like you're ready.
No, I was just setting it up. I got you. I was just setting it up.
Kev started burst that bubble, but it's not a premiere. It's just, but
he thought it was nah. Kev, you gotta wait for that one. We ain't there yet. We just still trying to let people know who haven't seen it already or who don't know. So all right, so here it goes right now. So this is just a little snippet of the documentary me and Jashim got together and are trying to do.
I don't want to leave the audience making you unsure. You're saying something powerful, but your language is saying something negative.
So never.
Yeah, you can say never stop. Like these are words of affirmation. These are gestures of affirmation.
Let's go.
Nice. Hope you guys.
All right, so
muted. Yeah, so that was pretty dope.
I hope that worked out well. I don't know if that worked for you,
did.
Kev. Everybody out there in the comments, did you guys get to hear that clearly and see that, like the visuals, everything that was going on?
That was pretty dope. So yeah, if you guys like are like want to know anything, just ask. But I will say when I first I'm looking at my screen, I'm muted. When I first you know, reached out to you, my goal was to dive in and figure out more of who Coach Kev is. The driven purpose behind who you are and what you do. So thank you, old dudes. Thank you, Kev. Yeah. So yeah, I think, to be honest, I think from my perspective, I'm more curious about like what it was like for you. Like being on the other end of the camera and just, I don't know, like what did you think about the process? What did you like? What didn't you like? Because some good feedback for me too.
So, okay. So this is literally my first time doing something at this level. And whenever I deal with things, like if it's something that challenges me, I first look at what's the challenge, like either what or who or what is the challenge. And if I understand it's coming from a good motivational standpoint, or if it's a person, if that person's coming from a good place, that makes me want to level up even more. So when you first came, the first thing you said is like, right now, you know, I'm a nice guy. I'm here talking like this, but once I get into shooting mode, I turn a little crazy. Be ready. Yeah, and I was like, right when you told me that, I'm like, okay, I know what level you're at, because that's my basketball level. That's the same. I have split personalities. On the court, I'm somebody else. Off the court, I'm somebody else, because I take it so seriously.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I was like, all right, this is what it's about to be. I'm in for a challenge here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I might have said one word when we started, and you're like, no. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I can't even say right. And you're just throwing this stuff here and there. So I'm like, this is what it's gonna be. So, but that established what it's gonna be, what it was gonna be all about. So that helped me to understand that don't take things personally. This is what it's gonna be to create what the vision is. Because like you said, at the end of the day, this is what you repeated constantly. This is not my YouTube channel and me shooting a video for myself. Right. So it's hard for me to take myself out of that equation and be like, this is your vision, and I'm just here to create the vision that you're trying to create. So once I established that and understood that, even though I know the mistakes are going to come because I've never done this before, I understand that. But at the end of the day, I knew I was going to try my best and do whatever I could. But I enjoy it. Was a long process. I appreciate Hollywood, podcast, whoever visuals, whoever goes through these type of things to get every shot correctly, get every word, get every enunciation, every kind of
body language.
Who tries to get all of that through. I appreciate every one of them, because I am going to tell you firsthand that it is a tough process.
So what was your biggest like takeaway? What was your biggest like learning experience? Because I knew when I walked in, for me, it was going to be like, man, one, is he going to receive being coached? Because as somebody who's usually on the other end of the power spectrum, right? You're sitting there and you're the one telling the girls you did this wrong or you did this right or do this better. Exactly. I knew when I walked in, that was probably going to be my hardest like obstacle. It was going to be figuring out how to turn you into a student for the next however long we were shooting. Because not that I'm an expert by any means, but in that specific scenario, I was the one with the camera, with the vision, and I was the one who was navigating the story. So for me, it was just like super important to gauge, what can I do to get you comfortable? What can I do to get you to trust me? What can I do? What can I do to and I hope like the videos that I produced before already created some kind of trust factor in the reputation.
No, that's true, because you got to understand that we've never met before in person.
Right.
So it's still that ounce of, even though we see what we do over YouTube and stuff like that, you don't actually know the person yet until you like meet up with them. So we still had that little bit of, if you want to call it hesitancy, or just understanding what type, like personality type each of us are. Like kind of.
Right. And so I remember you telling me, like, even when I was like, this isn't your YouTube channel, this is a video where you're just like the talent, even though it's a story about you, you're the talent, and you need to understand sort of how you fit into the cog of how you're a cog within this bigger story. Exactly. And so I think overall, like, eventually we got to a point where it was just super, super easygoing and flowing, and we knocked out the last like hour of the shoot like a lot sooner than I anticipated. But for me, the hardest part was probably the first part, the earlier part of the shoot, because it was gauging how I was gonna handle you, right? And I'm sure when you got like 5 girls in your team, like you sort of have to gauge, hey, can this person handle tough love? Can this person handle criticism? Or do I have to be like the super easygoing, soft voice coach for this person? And I just sort of had to figure all that out with you.
Yeah, that's one. I agree with everything you said. Like it was kind of like the if you want to say, boy, I like making. I'm gonna say this. Preface my statement by saying I like making my points as relatable as possible. You know what I mean? I want people to understand what I'm about to say. So I think everybody can understand this. It's like going on a first date with a girl, or if you're a girl with a guy. The first 10, 15 minutes is going to be a little awkward and weird because you're feeling each other out and you don't know what's going, you know what I mean? But once you get comfortable with each other, you're like, oh, this person is chill. He's cool. Like, she's cool. Vibes is good. Then things start to flow naturally and flow better and all that good stuff. Like, starts to go like that.
I think that's the whole, like, concern with, like, collabing in person in general. Like you, like this whole time, like we're creating videos, like we connect and stuff, but then meetings. Like to be honest, Kevin, I don't know when and how this is gonna be, if and when I ever meet this guy. Like, like we've chatted offline multiple times, and yeah, I feel like I know the dude. Like I've met him 2-3 years ago, but realistically, in person, like I don't know if this guy is gonna be like super weird and awkward, and that was like one of the first obstacles that I had to come over.
Yep.
But I think just like seeing your personality on video is super easy to just be like, yo, I think this is somebody I can hang out with, and that's what made it super easy for me to like approach it and say, yo, coach, like I want to do a Cinedoc on you.
Yep.
Are you interested?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first like in life like collaboration with the YouTuber. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot on the director side, and like the planning, the shooting side. So many things I learned that I know moving forward. Like if we ever do like a part 2 or part 3 to this, it's understanding how to prep better, so like the result is a lot more efficient.
Yes. Kevin's stupid.
Yeah. So like I don't know if I can say exactly what you said in another chat. Chubby Music. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but what's up?
What's up?
I'm not sure if I feel like Kevin said one time like I'm gonna give him a hug and his head is gonna hit my stomach.
What? He said that? Really?
Yep. In a separate chat for other reasons, whatever. But
Okay,
we won't get into it.
Got it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. I'm just agreeing with you like about everything you're saying, and I feel like I don't want to sound cocky when I say this or conceited, but I feel like we're about to start like a trend. Like what we did, like what we created is because I got a lot of people, like even people saying, "Oh, let's do it." But I'm here in New York. Like, shut up, let's do it together. Like I feel like this is something people want to do, but they might have been hesitant to even think about doing like at this level. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It's cool if you're just doing like a little like a collab where you're still in New York, I'm still in Jersey.
Right. Like a virtual collab.
Yeah, stuff like that. But now we actually have to get together and do things that maybe we're not even used to. I've never was used to talking to the camera like that and doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? So even like you said, from the director's standpoint, it's kind of different for you. So it's like we're kind of both going in it blindly and just hoping that we both do our best to create the story that we're trying to create.
Right. And I think Kevin actually brought up a pretty good question. He's like, is anybody else in the community that you want to collab with? I actually want to get into that. For me, it's just like, yo, no joke, Kev. Like, I want to be in one of your story times, and I've said this to you multiple times, but I just want to see like what it's like being on the other end of that creative process, where someone else is creating the story, documenting, and presenting a piece that ultimately looks like a finished product that I can appreciate without doing any work. Just being present, going up some rocks, climbing up some hills, and yeah. How about you, Coach?
So I don't know if you caught the one I did with Kev, and me and Kev came up with a great idea where he was like, I know this might not be collab-ish, but it's just great. It's like we all shoot our own type of video, and then we send it to each other and make each other edit the video. So we just shoot it and just edit. So I can't send you my video and tell you edit it this way. No, I'm sending you the video and you edit it how you want to edit it. And then we just see like the final product of each video. I think that would be so dope. That's dope.
Is anybody specific though that you would prefer to like meet up with? And no hard feelings. I don't think anybody watching this would ever get like butthurt about, oh, he didn't pick me or anything like that. Like, it's just like anybody you really want to work with.
Man, that's tough. Because I'm so into cinematics and like cinematography and stuff. So for me, Kev, I know Kev is gonna, whatever Kev shoots is gonna make me look like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna look good. So I just know that. Go
ahead. I was gonna say you prefer to be on the side of the collab where you know the other person shooting you is better technically speaking.
Yes, I know I'm good at what I do, but I don't disagree that people are way better. And if you're way better, I'm not mad to let you do what you do, because I know I'm good at being the person that to showcase. I can showcase what I got to do, and then you just do it your best. And I love that. Like that to me, that's my perfect like vision when it comes to YouTube. Like
that's true, Kevin. You are a moderator. That's why we're gassing you up right now. All right, so Coach, I know you had some questions to throw. Any weird stuff that you want to throw out there to gauge what's happening here?
Okay, so I'm gonna say, all right. So where do I want to start this? Because we went into the. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Okay, so I'm gonna start it with. Let's see where I want to go with this.
He had one question that I heard that I was just like that's definitely gonna throw people up for a loop because no one's ever thinking of that right now, and if he does put it up, you guys will see.
I got it. Okay. So I'm on Twitter. So I told this to Kev when Kev was on my live last week or whatever. And I was like, I get all my information from Twitter. Right. 99% of my information and topics are from Twitter because that's my news like section. So I went on this page and this guy that I follow had a Walkman and he was talking about a lot of these people don't even know what this is. They don't know the struggle of having to walk carefully because if you walk too hard, it's gonna skip all this nonsense, blah, blah, blah. Having to make sure you have AA batteries, and if your batteries are dead, it's over. You took the batteries out of the Walkman, try to blow it. I don't even know what blowing it does.
And then I guess you blow the dust off the tape.
Blow the dust out the tape.
And the worst part is like you have to rewind a tape. Like you have to flip it the other way and like rewind it. And I never, truthfully, I could never afford a Walkman, and I skipped over to a CD player. But I fantasized about a Walkman when it was out and it was being sold. I just could never. I never collected cassettes. I never got into music like that. And then when like the CD player came out, the CD. I guess the CD era didn't last that long. It quickly turned into MP3 player. And so boom, jumped into MP3, and at that point it was like, oh man, the iPod Touch, the iPod, or I think it was the iPod. The iPod was looking so dope. I had like this SanDisk MP3. I don't know if you remember what that was. That like blue light, and it was pretty much the poor man's iPod.
Yes,
and
the only transition that I remember because I remember it went from Walkman to CD player. And then it went to, like you said, MP3, and then it went to the first iPod. And I remember
what's that MD player?
The MD? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not okay. All right, Kev's out here mentioning.
I might not have been in that. I might know if I see it, but I'm not even sure. But I just know that once the iPod came out, the first like generation iPod, I remember LimeWire. I don't know if you remember LimeWire.
Let's incriminate ourselves right here.
If anybody, I gotta explain this because whoever's listening right now and whoever's gonna be listening to this on the playback, you need to listen and understand what I'm about to say. So when the first iPod came out, we were so hyped. We're like, bro, are you telling me 500 gigabytes in this? You could just download 1,000 songs and have them playing on this. You're like, bro, amazing.
And that's more the MP3 era, right? That's sort of Napster, Napster and LimeWire.
I'm about to go with this. I'm about to go here. LimeWire and Napster. You could never use that on your own computer because the nonsense they put in. LimeWire and Napster are used on community computers where you don't care if it catches a virus because you're gonna get a virus because you're downloading illegal content all day long, all day.
Well, and that's another reason why I feel like a lot of people actually didn't say they did, but like the numbers were enough. It was hurting the music industry, and the music industry was like, "No, we got to find a way to monetize this." and cut this out. And this is when iTunes started blowing up, the iPods, and iTunes, and this is when they started making their marketing ploy on signing up artists and saying, hey, come through our store, you'll get your money. But what is up, Brad? And Chris, welcome back. Yeah, so I don't know. I think if you know what a Walkman is, it sort of says your age very well. And I think no way you blame all your Brad's catch. I think I know where Brad's going with this. And I agree, Brad. I agree. So the funny and the funny thing is, Brad, the funny thing is we had to do all that on dial-up. So like so from like MP3 illegal music and on dial-up, like that was almost the worst thing ever. Sam, what's up? Welcome.
The thing I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to incriminate ourselves, our ages, and all this good stuff.
Yeah.
But the struggle was so real. Like literally, we were on internet connections. If there was a phone call in the house, you're getting knocked off your connection.
100%. You had to literally tell everybody in the house, like, yo, hold up, nobody get on a phone call for the next 20-30 minutes. I'm going to be downloading music. And some way, somehow it always got interrupted, and you had to like restart the process. Can you imagine that? Like right now, if I want to download 5 things or stream 5 things, I could do it easy on my internet speed. You guys are old. And whereas back then, like you had to worry about somebody called or somebody picked up the phone. That's it. You lost your load. You have to restart that thing because it canceled the whole thing. But yeah, that damn man, you got me going down memory lane thinking about
like I always. So this is when it comes to this stuff. So this is why I love doing this type of things, because the topic was one thing, but we can go into so many different
100%. Things. Yo, you got me thinking about those quarter juices. You ever had those?
Quarter juices. Quarter juice. Really, come on, I don't want to pick Sam is here, CL is here, you know what I mean? Adrian and Nico is here, Jess is here. I don't want people to think that we're 42 out here, you know what I mean? And like, come on. But I don't want to go this far into this.
Yo, like those quarter juices.
I know that. Yes. I know.
And then they had like the quarter ices. And what else they had? They had the quarter ice cream sandwich. Now those ice cream.
You could literally go to the store with $1 and come out with mad stuff, bro.
Swedish fish, a peanut chew. You had to be like, 5 cents. I bet. Let me get 20 of those. 10 cents. Let me get 2 of those. And whatever. Like it was wild to be a kid back then. And now that I think about it, like the kids of like this generation growing up with 5G on their phone, the new iPhone, kids growing up with like 1 terabyte speeds on their internet, like that's some wild struggles. Because moving forward, and I get it, like when the old people say back in my time, you always say, oh, you're an old fart, like who cares? But for real, like back in my time, I could buy juice for $0.25, and now I'd have to have like at least $1 to get something decent.
So okay, so I didn't even know the conversation could go here, but we're just gonna go with it. Let's just go all in. Let's just go all in where we're at right now. So we were struggling. I grew up in the lifestyle of come home before the lights came on. But once I left the house, you don't know where I'm at. There's no communication. The only way we could communicate if I had $0.25 and I throw it in the payphone, or if I call collect on the payphone. Only way.
Or if you were going to a friend's house, you had to make sure like you called from their landline. And just as like when she was a kid, she had to call my friend's phone in a landline. I get it, 100%. I get it.
So when it comes to your friends, the friend that had the phone inside their room, that's like heaven sent. If you had your own phone,
luxury.
Are we talking about you were like a guy? You were like, bro, how did you get that? Like we're over here trying to use the house phone in the kitchen and trying to do all this stuff.
One phone in the kitchen that that was connected by wire that you could only go like 10 feet. Yeah, man. Yeah, yo. So So I feel like this whole live is gonna be us talking about how old we are.
Yeah, you just turned it,
And
bro. You turned it into this now. This was
I,
I had so much to go away, but now you
I,
throw this right.
all right. You could change it up, and if you guys like, yo, if you guys have anything, you want to ask, let us know in the chat. But we can switch it up so that I don't go down this memory lane of talking about being old farts and and buying quarter water juicies or
You
quarter
know what's
juice.
fun? You know what's funny though? I like this. I like it because go ahead.
No, I just saw like Jess's comment. No, like you had to call and ask their mom if they was there. They were there. My mom would be like, "Oh, you going to that friend's house?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I bet I'm call." I'm like, "Damn!" Like now I actually have to go to that friend's house, pretend to be there while my mom is calling. And like, "Yeah, is Jashim there?" And then after I get the confirmation, I'm like, "All right, cool. Now we can head out to the park or play ball or do whatever we want to do now."
Exactly.
Yeah.
The times were rough. This was rough. There was okay. This is the last thing we're gonna say about it. It's just great to just think about like what we had to go through. But I don't know if you remember when the cell phones first came out. They first came out, and everyone was like, "Yo, cell phone is fire." But you could only text for free after 10 o'clock. So we had to wait till 10 o'clock because it's on the parents' plan. So you can't charge them no texts on the phone. You have to wait till text and be like, yo, you can text me now. It's free. We free to talk. We can talk mobile to mobile, Sprint to Verizon. It didn't matter what it was.
And the time when they charged for minutes, like unlimited minutes only became a thing. Unlimited minutes only became a thing, what, like 10 years ago, maybe? 8 years ago, something like that. Like they would charge for minutes, and phone plans had to be pay a certain price for 1,500 minutes, pay a certain price for 3,000 minutes, and like you would hear people saying something like, "Oh, I'm out of minutes. Like, can you text me instead?" Or "I'm out of minutes. Can you call me after 10?" Like weird stuff like that. But it
was a struggle.
We've come a long way.
You know what's funny?
Brought us a long way.
So what's funny is because I was talking to Kevin about this last week. I was like, because we were going into like the parents and stuff like that and how we were growing up as children. And I feel like all that stuff helped create who we are now. And we just 100%. understand. I don't want to say we're minimalist, but we can get through with not a lot because we understand not having a lot. Yeah.
Essentialist. Like we can get by with having the bare minimum, and somewhere along the way, like you give me $20 right now, I will find a way to scrape and turn that into another 100 because I know how to maximize that $20 to do something with it. But yeah, man, that's damn, dude. I literally went down memory lane for a few seconds right there, and I'm out here taking for granted just the fact that I got 2 computer monitors here, like an iPad, a laptop, freaking a phone. Heck, I literally ordered a Motorola Razr for one of my videos. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, it's so crazy how fast everything is moving that you don't really have a chance to sort of stop and really reflect.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and maybe I'm in my feelings a little bit right now, but but I'm thinking about it for a second. I'm just like, damn, yo, like internet speed, technology, living space, automobiles. Who says automobiles? Cars, and just like the tech in cars. Damn, dude.
It's crazy, right? But you would have thought that, like growing up, we would have thought that we would have flying cars by now and all this crazy stuff. We thought that
it was supposed to happen in 2000. It didn't happen.
All that stuff is supposed to been happen. Do you know the struggle? So I don't know if y'all the 2000 struggle when everybody thought the world was gonna end.
Or there's gonna be a massive blackout.
Bro, everybody thought once it hit 2000, everything was gonna go dark, and that's the end of civilization as it is.
Surprisingly and thankfully not.
But it's the era we lived in, that just thinking once you hit 2000 that everything was going to turn into Back to the Future type stuff.
Yeah.
Back to the Future, flying cars here and there. We're going to have self-drying clothes, lace up sneakers, all this stuff like that. We thought it was like would be happening.
And for whatever odd reason, I thought like we'd be able to clone ourselves.
Yeah.
Like weird Y2K. That was it. That was the thing. Like Y2K was the big phenomena. It was like, oh my God, it's happening. 1999, December 31st or 30th or 31st, I think it was the last day. Like, what's going to happen when the clock strikes midnight? Is the world going to go on blackout? And when nothing happened, I was like, that was the worst climax ever. Like, nothing happened out of this.
No, that's the truth.
And Jay, where are you coming in from? 143.
Yeah, so they're like Europe. Yeah, they're in like Europe. Yeah. I don't know if it's from Ireland or wherever. There's somewhere out there. Like,
nice. What's up, Ireland? I actually want to go to Ireland.
So I have a bucket list of places I want to go out there, like Europe, like France, and all that. Like all this, like I literally, like I was saying this to CL last time when I did the live by myself. I was like, because I saw a video of like this weird looking bug that I've never seen before, and it was in Australia. And Australia was one of the places that I always wanted to.
Australia got some wild animals.
Yeah, but their animals are just too much for me. It might be too much. They're just too wild looking. Like I cannot wake up and see a fucking T-Rex or something crazy. Like,
yo, CL, I'm genuinely curious to know, like, is every day in Australia like a battle? Like, do you have to like live each day trying to survive? I think Chris is from Australia, right? I could be wrong.
I'm not sure, but Chris is from Because he told me when I asked him the question, he was like Australia. Yeah,
all right, definitely. Jay's from England, so drop me some bucket list places you want to go to.
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, Australia might be. I'm hesitant, but we'll throw that in there. Italy to see like the Leaning Tower or whatever. All
beautiful.
That
yeah.
I got to go France to see Eiffel. I got to go to France.
We're supposed to go to Paris this year.
Got to do that. So Africa, I want to go, but I don't know where. I wouldn't know like specifically where in Africa, but I just got to visit Africa, somewhere in Africa. I got to go to Egypt too to see the pyramids. I'm good. I'm into all that stuff, like that historical things and stuff like that. Even China or Japan, like I got to go there just to. I'm like into just. Because we're so stuck in this America thing, everything in America. Like, there's so many like different like things going outside of They want us to be so stuck in a bubble of everything is freaking America, but there's so much more going on out there that I gotta visit. I gotta just check it all out.
So we my wife and I we actually went to Italy, Rome, and Sereno for our anniversary, and it was pretty dope. And we were supposed to go to Paris this year, and let me tell you a crazy story. Literally, the news is building up. COVID is happening, and a wild spread, and this, and we don't at this point. I want to say like mid to late February. We don't really know what like this thing is yet, and I forget when our flight was. Our flight was like March 3rd, I think it was. We're in the airport, sitting at the table or gate, literally getting the last call, the last call for Delta flight, whatever, to Paris, France. And, people went on, and it's just like eerie. Like the airport is quiet. Everyone's uncertain. No one's really sitting next to each other. And my sister sent us an article about a fashion mogul that came from one of the countries, China or Japan, one of those countries, and was tested positive in Paris for Fashion Week. And I didn't even realize like we were going in the middle of Fashion Week. And literally right then and there, it was just like, oh crap. Like, I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore. And
that's crazy. And
immediately went to the desk and I was like, yo, we're not going. And we ended up sticking around for like another hour or 2 hours just to collect our baggage, because our baggage made it on the plane already. It was a whole hoopla, dude.
So it was like a split decision you had to make, like, we're just not doing this.
Because it was literally like last call to board before we closed the doors. Because they know like we already checked in, but we're sitting there and they're probably just waiting on us. But yeah, dude, I had to that was weird. Japan.
Did they refund you? Did they refund you, or did it's over? You got to take the L, like the loss?
Nah, I took like 3 L's on that.
Yeah, like, the flight. I know with flying a lot for basketball stuff, they're not giving you money back ever. Like they'll throw that. in your. They'll give you a voucher, might here and there, but they're not like money back is like.
Yeah, funny enough, we booked the hotel through Expedia. We booked the flight through Delta, and Delta was pretty cool. So like, I don't know if like anybody's ever thinking about flying. Delta and JetBlue is like my two favorite airlines to fly because their service is top notch. Delta pretty much was like, yo, if you can rebook a flight by December 31st, 2020, like book a flight, you can use whatever money you had as credit. So, and it's weird because like December 31st, I don't really know the landscape of things yet. So it's hard. But if I don't book anything, even if it is for next year, December, like if I don't book anything, we just lose our money on the flights. But we'd already lost our money in the hotel. We lost our money on the tourist stuff that we booked. We lost a bunch of money, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
So all right, so I want to ask you this real quick.
Yeah, man.
So running for my best life, what's up? I see you in here. Thank you. What's up?
Anthony, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah. So what's the most extreme experience you've ever had? So I'm gonna preface this. I want to explain what I'm trying to ask you right now.
Please do.
I saw this video of this guy on a video on Twitter, and this guy, you know how these extremists go to these buildings and do backflips and cartwheels off of buildings. So he tried to do a backflip or something, slipped and fell. I don't know if he died. Don't quote me. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
But he fell off of the building and whatever happened.
Yeah.
Anytime I see things like that, I'm like, never. I would never do anything like that. But this is just me personally. I want to get your opinion when it comes to that type of stuff. Whenever you see things like backflipping off the Eiffel Tower or handstanding over the Empire State Building or whatever the case may be, and then what would you say in your opinion was the craziest or most extreme thing you've ever done in your life that you would think people would question?
All right, I'm going to give you two choices, and you tell me which one you think is more extreme.
Gotcha.
Because up until I got married, I want to say I was an adrenaline junkie. So like I would go in to try something that I know has like a huge risk, but like statistically, like it's safe.
Okay.
I walked along a cliff with like, I want to say about a foot of like ledge. and the only safety there is, so to speak, is it was like this belt this cable, which I kid you not, if I fell over, that cable is snapping. There is no way that cable is going to hold me. So there's that, and then there's skydiving. Which one of those two do you think is more dangerous? I did both.
So for me, the way you explain the walking, is very because skydiving. Did you go by yourself or was somebody? Were you attached to somebody like on like?
It was tandem. It was tandem. I had a dude like
the dude, right? So So for me, the skydiving seems a little bit more safe because you have somebody who's kind of an expert at what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the walking, if you're telling me like one step and you're done, you might be done. Bro.
All right. Get this. All right, get this. So as we're rolling up, I think it was my sister and I, we're rolling up to the skydiving spot, and I'm blasting EDM. I think it's Sandstorm. If you guys know Sandstorm, let me know. By Daruda, I think it is. We're just blasting it, and like I got my heart racing to a point where the minute we pulled up to the spot, I was just like, okay, I think I'm having like a panic attack. I need to stop. Turned off the music, and like that was the height of like my adrenaline, because everything leading up to that point, from the point I fell out the plane, I felt nothing. It's weird. But there's an article that went up, I want to say a few days right before our skydiving trip, that somebody at that specific facility died.
Look at Jess's comment. Come on, read her comment. You're crazy, Jashim. You're crazy, man. You're nuts. No,
yeah. I see it, and it gets crazier. Hold on, it gets crazier. So I get the story. I get this article that somebody at that facility died. At this point, I'm like 400 in the hole, and it's like, nah, I'm going through with this. And I did it. And that's when I started doing some serious research. Like, yo, what do I do? How do I prevent myself from dying when I'm skydiving? Whatever. I learned that if there's ever a malfunction, and people in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, I learned that if there's ever a malfunction, the instructor is trained to use the passenger or customer, if you will, as a landing pad. Yeah.
Wait. Can I hold on? I just want to. I'm very like picky when it comes to just understanding what people are saying, and I ask questions that others might seem as dumb questions, but I just really want to understand what's going on. So what you're saying, if I'm listening correctly, is that the instructor, the person that's in charge of your safety, and that the expert that knows what's going on, if anything goes wrong or anything would happen out of the ordinary, their last resort is to land on you and make sure they survive and you're done.
Correct.
Oh,
and I don't like, again, this isn't fact. This is just what I read leading up to like the 20 minutes before I was supposed to fly, because I got paranoid and all that stuff. But and the reason behind that is because their philosophy is, instead of 2 people dying, 1 person can die. Which I get it. I agree with it. I don't like that I'm on the customer side of that, but at the end of the day, it's not like I can do anything anyway, because I'm attached to a harness to their body, so they control everything. So even if I wanted to do anything, there's nothing I can do. I guess like the worst thing I could do is like nudge, like headbutt him. Like nah, you're not getting me.
But that's scary in itself, right? Because you're not in any control. So that's kind of scary in itself, because you have really no control about what. That's one of the things I dislike about flying, like an airplane, because at the end of the day, even driving, when they say you have more accidents if you drive, but at least I'm in control and I have an opportunity to swerve or whatever. But flying, you're like in no control. So it's just like, it's like if something happens, it's over.
So now that you know that, you tell me what's more dangerous.
I'm not bungee jumping bad. I mean, I'm not jumping out of an airplane bad. It's over. Yeah, you're right. I'm not doing that.
Yo, Kev, I know you say that, but like, wait, Kev, have you ever gone skydiving? Has anybody else in the chat gone skydiving? I'm just curious.
That's a great question.
Has anybody else gone skydiving? It's one of those things that I highly recommend everyone.
You highly recommend?
It. Look,
what?
So I don't know the statistics and I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that there's less accidents from skydiving than there is like car accidents.
Yes, that's what they said. I think that's what they say. That's why I said with the car. They preface their statements by saying you could die in a car accident quicker than you could die in
a plane. And but like skydiving is different. Skydiving is you're intentionally saying, I'm gonna hop out of this plane. My only foundational support I have. I'm gonna hop out and trust my life in this guy who I just met, who literally up until the moment we fell out, this guy was cracking all the wrong sarcastic jokes. Like
so it's not even sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So it's not even somebody that you'll go into and be like, you know what? Even if we weren't doing this, I trust this person. This person is like, it's some person that you'd be like, I would never hang out or meet with because he just seems a little iffy.
He was cool. It's just when we got to the plane, at that point it's too late, because they literally give you an out. They literally give you an out up until the very moment you're coming off the ledge. But at that point, you've already paid your money. You don't get anything back. But I think they said something like, before you get on the plane, you can get half refund back, something like that. But yeah, on the plane, I'm just like, oh, so, like, before I can even ask questions, he's telling me, I just want you to know, this is my first time ever doing this. Obviously, it's not, because to be a tandem instructor, you have to have done it like 300 plus times. Base jumping is scary. I wouldn't want to do that. But
what's the difference? What's that difference? What's the difference between that? That's like that.
I think base jumping is like when you it's similar to bungee jumping, I think.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Like you're like going off a cliff or something, or off like a mountain.
Like you're jumping into like where's the camera? You're jumping into like a ground and there.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, that's more scary because you honestly don't know. Like, I'm about to like splat on the ground right now. But
so everybody in the comments is saying, no, I'm not jumping off nothing. Nobody is jumping anywhere. Everybody is saying, Kev said, I'd much rather go skydiving than bungee jumping. I guess. I mean,
wait. So nobody's done any kind of skydiving or any kind of bungee jumping?
She says, he said, skydiving is one of those life decisions I feel I would regret as it's happened.
I did. I literally regretted it. I literally regretted it up until the moment when, like, there's like the split second. I kid you not.
There's something about I'm very anti heights. There's just something about heights that just mess with me. Even roller coasters. I'll do roller coasters. But even the going up part, you know, when it first starts, it's still like, and you're looking down. It's like the higher I go, is the more I'm like, damn, this sucks. I'm very anti like super height. That's why I said flying. I'm good because it's very rarely a bumpy ride when you fly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't seem like you're like, oh shit, like it's a normal whatever. But I'm very like, once it gets too high, I'm like, because in my mind I'm like, bro, I like to be in control as much as I can be in control. That's how I feel like. That's
so here's the thing. So my approach, and mine is like the opposite of that. Up until I got married, it was pretty much, let me try things that puts me out of my comfort zone that I don't have control over.
Wait, Baron, that's what he read this. He said, I won't jump off my steps. That's hilarious.
So my question is, what? So wait, be gone, couple. Like, what is the craziest thing you've done if you won't jump off the steps? Yo, coach. Hold on, coach. What's the craziest thing you've done since you avoid like cougars out in nature? And because I saw that video after you mentioned in your last live. Yeah. I saw that video and I was like, this is one of those reasons why I'm afraid of hiking in the mountains. Right. Like I will hike in man-made trails, or smaller like hills, but a mountain where I know there's potentially a wolf, what other wild, a bear, cheetahs, giant snakes. Like no, that's a little too much for me. And I know CL probably fights animals like that on a daily basis, but
I'm not an extremist. So for you to ask me that question, like what the scare, like I'm not into like I don't purposely put myself into extreme. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, I don't want to sound corny. Like I'm not. Yeah. I'm just not an extreme. I don't look out for like adventure like that. Well, you know what I mean? Excitement. It doesn't excite me. That just personally doesn't excite me. I mean, there's been situations that's been crazy, but it's never been really something that I like purposely like got myself into. Like, oh, this is what I'm trying to do, or this is what I'm gonna.
So what is the craziest thing you accidentally got into? Like, since you won't intentionally go into it, what did you accidentally get into that was crazy?
I mean, I could tell you 2,000 stories for days. This is
we just need one.
like fear for my life.
Yeah, something crazy.
No, you
Cougars at a bar, Kevin. To be honest, I'm not a bar person.
Cougars at a bar. He said cougars at a bar. Is he talking about animals or like real?
I think he's talking about cougars.
Kev just want to take the whole topic sideways. Come on, Kev.
We're trying to the moderator out here trying to take the. It's all good. Conversations like that with Kevin is the best. Coach Kevin should be in jail. What does he know?
But I told him last time with the knife. Kevin's never gonna let that down now. And I told a story about that.
To be honest, I don't think anybody in the world who sees that can let you down.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are the type of stories, if you want to say that I've been like close to being like that stuff. It's never really planned out for me. You know what I mean? It's never really planned out. It's just that I always got myself into stupid situations just because personality type of how I am. Right. You know what I mean? I'm funny. I try to be funny. I try to be the life of the party type person. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yo, Wait Be Gone said they went swimming with dolphins. To be honest, that's a huge fear of mine.
He said that's a risk. You know what's funny?
That's a huge fear of mine.
Yo, that's so crazy because that's excellent that he said that, because my next thing I was about to ask you, that's perfect. So so if you read on about it, what are your thoughts? I'm going to preface it on the deep ocean. On the deep ocean. So I say that to say this. I saw this video on Twitter. And they just, I guess they see new like sea creatures every day, like just new things popping up. So there was this octopus, crazy looking thing in the water, or whatever. Every time I see stuff like that in my mind, I'm like, bro, I don't mess with deep water. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna preface my statement by saying this. I love pools. I
yeah,
love the beach. So a good beach, like I'm not talking about our beach, Jersey
yeah,
Shore, Coney
yeah,
Island. Nah, I'm not doing none of that
right,
garbage. But if you want to take me to Jamaica,
yeah,
the DR,
yeah,
anything like that, I'm cool with that. So I'm good with beaches, but the deep, deep ocean, Coach Kev is out of here, bro. I don't
yeah.
mess with deep, deep ocean. I'm very one of the, and you might call me a kid or scary or whatever, but one of my biggest fears is being stuck in the middle of the ocean, the ship capsizing, and then I'm just in the water, not knowing what the hell is under me. Just 20 sharks coming around me, just looking at me.
Exactly,
I'm like, bro, I can't do nothing with these sharks. My life is
exactly.
over. So that's
That's
one of
why
my biggest fears. Like, is that
I don't know how people go surfing. Like,
I can't do it. I wouldn't do it.
yeah, I would say the deep ocean is probably one of my bigger fears because there's so much there that we don't know about yet. And even though I've never encountered a bear, like at least I saw that guy on his computer tell me how I should handle it. You know what I mean? But no one's telling you how to handle that creature they've never met yet. No one's telling you how to handle, an octopus or a shark that grabs onto your feet. Like I don't know what to do with situations like that. But yeah, I think yo, Kev, yo, our moderator's leaving. What? All
He said,
right,
"All
all
right,
right.
homies, I got it. Yo, come on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. No, Jess, it's not by Kev. Hold on. Kev, I gave you this responsibility of being the moderator. You have to see this to the end, Kev. You
We
can't do
can
this to me. You
you can
have
demote him and promote somebody else. Kev, you want this demotion?
huh? With great responsibility comes great power. Come on, man. This is like, come on, Kev. This is the beginning. This is big time. You had your video up with your debate. The debate. We about to the next president, whatever you want to be, Kev. We're here for you. Come on, you can't be just going out. I'm just joking.
He didn't ask
Come
for
on,
the job.
man. He didn't ask for it. We threw it on him.
All right, dude. Yo, appreciate you
I'm
stopping by, man.
joking.
We will chat when we chat. What's your pay? Your pay is
What's your
is
pay? What's my pay?
a hug.
Come on,
It's a
Kev.
hug when I see you.
Come on, Kev. Kev,
Yeah,
what's
that's
your
what it
pay?
should be.
Kev, what do you want? Kev eats anything. So just give him some type of food, he'll be good. Other than that last video he did with that chicken sandwich, he looked disgusted, like he wanted to throw up after he ate that garbage. But anything, give him any type of food, he'll be good. Give Kev
Salary is negotiable, Kev. You gotta put in the work, and we gotta see how good you're doing. You're out here cutting out
yeah,
other stuff.
I know,
Oh,
Kev. I don't even know if Kev. Everybody in the comments before we move on, was Kev a good moderator? Because I gave Kev the ability to be the moderator for this chat. Let me know if Kev was a good moderator. If I see a bunch of yeses, then Kev is gonna get paid for this experience. If not, if I see a bunch of no's, it's over for you, Kev. Sorry, you gotta move on for the next.
yo, Kev. He said if there's a bunch of yeses, you're gonna get paid. So you can either increase that rate or deuces on part of it.
The chat, it's on you, chat. Just give me a yes or a no, chat. Don't have to say anything else. Just give me yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Was Kev a good moderator? Yes, no, yes, no. Kev was dope. Come on, Kev. You're just loving.
Oh, you got one shrug. You got one shrug.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Shrug. Oh, Kev got a shrug. Ah, that is the pain. The pain. I'll remember this. Kev, aren't you supposed to be doing a collab video with all of us? Come on, man. You're supposed to be showing us all love, man. Just with a thumbs up.
It's all good, Kev. I appreciate you stopping by, and we're gonna chat pretty soon. But appreciate you stopping by and taking this job you didn't ask for. Well, what are your benefits? Oh, he's still sticking around. He's negotiating. Okay.
What are your benefits, guys?
Yeah, if you want, I can give you that bear hug. So what? Yes, I got you. So what's that mean?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm confused.
Yo, Jess, I'm not sure which podcast you're talking about, whatever, but whichever one it is, check it out.
Is he talking about YouTube? I'm assuming I'm about to post the link right now for you guys. He's talking about you guys. I would assume she's talking about you guys' podcast, right?
So my question for you now is, if you don't like chase, exciting or extreme adventures like that, so do you find yourself in trouble with like situations like that knife ordeal a lot?
You mean now, right now, or
like whenever your your pursuit for extreme adrenaline rushing activity was like whatever.
No. I'm done with that. So I don't even try to get myself into like situations like that. It's over. Like
right.
Yeah. It's
right.
I'm done with stuff like that. Yeah, it's over. But so I want to ask you. So you're from NYC, right?
Yeah.
So this is a big question. So
all right.
Are you pro Knicks? Are you pro Brooklyn? I want to say pro Brooklyn. Hold on, before I even preface this. Brooklyn was with New Jersey. It was the New Jersey Nets. But
yeah,
if anybody out here doesn't know anything about New Jersey, we do not support anything. We're in our own world out here, and we don't support teams. We don't. That's why teams run away from us. We don't give money to teams.
Yeah,
and that's why we lose a lot of teams like that. So they were called the New Jersey Nets before they went to Brooklyn. And so my question for you is, do you have a favorite NYC team, or do you just whatever? Is it all NYC?
I don't have any favorite NYC anything.
No, that's funny because a lot of people say that from NYC.
I think so. Like a lot of New Yorkers, like they just have random pride in anything and everything New York, right? For no reason. It's just like, oh, that hot dog was made in New York. Yeah, I love it. That's the best one. Oh, that pizza's from New York. That's the best one. Realistically speaking, the sports team in New York, I'm not sure about hockey, but all of them sucks from my perspective.
Mm.
And what was it? Was it Hove that brought the Brooklyn Nets over?
Yeah. Well, he quote okay. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah. It's funny enough that even though Jersey doesn't support anything, all the New York teams have stadiums and courts in Jersey, if I'm not mistaken, except for the Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Jets, the New York Giants. I'm more of a football guy. So if it comes down to like the Jets and the Giants, I hated the Jets because they were in the same division as the Patriots, and I was a Tom Brady fan. Am a Tom Brady fan. And I hated the Giants because they took 2 Super Bowls from Tom Brady. Outside of that, I don't really have – I hate sports, but Boston is the city of champions. I agree, Jess.
She said that Boston is the city.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna say. Yeah, I knew what you were about to say.
No. You know I'm about to go with the Jess. I'm not even trying to be funny with this, but Jess, I like this community we have. I support you, Jess. Everything you do, Jess, I promise you, I will support. But I'm from Jersey, and I don't know if Jashim will quote me with this, but we have to be anti-Boston. We're just anti-Boston everything. Right. It's just because where we're from, it's like Boston is the hated like people from us. So Boston had Kyrie Irving for a little bit, but Kyrie couldn't stay there because Kyrie's from Jersey. He knows how it is. They know the dynamic when it comes to that type of stuff. So it's tough, but Boston wins a lot. That's what sucks. It's because they always have the upper hand. One of the toughest things in my life was when the Yankees were up, I want to say 3-0 on the Red Sox. Yeah. And then Boston came back and won 4 in a row. And the first team ever to win 4 in a row and beat that was embarrassing. Embarrassing for us. Embarrassing.
So I do hate most things Boston related, just because I'm a New Yorker. But I will give respect where it's due. And their basketball team, their football team, everything they are a city of champions.
Gotcha.
And I can't even hate on that. So
gotcha. All right. So I want to leave you. All right. So we're about to head out. I want to leave you with this last topic, and then we'll cut it down from here. So I want to ask you, what do you?
Not to cut you off, but New York Yankees is probably the only New York team that I rooted for.
Oh, okay.
Because I was heavy into baseball, and then I switched over into football.
Okay. So I want to know, how do you feel about LeBron? So I don't want to come at you from the perspective of, oh, is he a great player and all that? Because I think everybody kind of knows he's a great player, even if you don't like him. And Ricardo, what's up? Thanks for stopping by, Ricardo. I think everybody knows that he's a great player and whatever the case may be and all that good stuff. But I want you to, like, what is your perspective on him speaking out on social issues and just going in depth, like stuff like that? Like take the basketball away from it and just how do you feel? Because the biggest argument is always that LeBron speaks out on social issues and Jordan never spoke out on social issues. So what is your thought on, and I promise you, there's no politically correct, there's no right or wrong answer, but what is your thought on LeBron and everybody looking at him as, man, he does so much for social justice, he's so out for this? Like, do you feel like that's needed from him? Does that platform like use in the right way from him? Like, just what's your overall perspective like when it comes to stuff like that?
I think with great responsibility comes great power, and with great power comes great responsibility. And I think LeBron is the epitome of somebody who's achieved ultimate success financially, athletically, any way you can put it. And with that, he's not just like sitting in his glory. He's actually a role model for a lot of people, and majority, and more importantly, for the minorities. And I think we need more players like him, more players and people, really, because it's so easy to just sort of like get yourself in a shell and just accept your winnings and just leave it at that. Like, you know, I got millions of dollars, I signed a bunch of contracts, I got a bunch of endorsements and sponsorships, I'm set. He could stop right there, but he's actually using his platform to make change, to force. I guess I could say this, to force racists to
look themselves
to look themselves in the mirror and question sort of what their intent is in this world. And on the field, I haven't really experienced much of his talent. I just know, like, just from what you hear in his accolades and accomplishments, you know he's an accomplished athlete. But off the field, I know more about him. And I'm one, fascinated, and two, I think if there's one person I look up to in basketball, it's probably him. He does a lot more for his community, for the minority, for social justice than any other player that I know of. Now, if there is somebody else that does it better or more than him, you know, do let me know, shed some light on that. But I have huge respect for LeBron as a person first, athlete second.
No, okay, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to end this off, and I agree.
Oh, nice.
I agree totally with what you're saying. Like, I don't like on the court, I'm not the biggest fan of him, you know what I mean? But I just respect him because he doesn't let others sway his opinion. You know what I mean? I just like that about people, where you can just speak your mind regardless of, especially at the platform he has, and the words, like everything that he says, like goes a long way. So just to still have that mindset of still being you and still understanding that you might piss a couple people off here and there, but as long as you're being authentic to yourself, like I love that mentality.
Just a quick question. Do you know if he's like lost endorsements or anything? For like,
I've never heard that. I've never personally heard that, so I'm not sure. Maybe behind the scenes, but I've never personally, because usually you would hear snickers like that, like, oh, he lost this and lost that. So I've never heard that. I think he's at a level so high that
it benefits
doesn't
the
affect him
more. It benefits the brand more to stay with him than to go against him. Yeah, that's the kind of like influence I'm trying to reach.
That's God tier. That's God tier level.
That's a different kind of level where, you know, you say something, people may disagree, but they can't pull their money away.
Can't do nothing. That's power. Man. That's a definition of power. Yeah.
Huge power, huge respect.
This was so much fun, man. So much fun. The time I'm looking at it like 1:13. I told you I was only going to keep you here for an hour. I apologize.
And we told you to go longer, but like,
the time flies when you're just chopping it up and having a good time. So if you want to promote anything, just whatever you tell anybody, even the viewers here right now, the people that are going to watch it on the playback, just anything you want to say about yourself, or just promote anything that you're trying to do. I know you got a lot going on, so the floor is all yours, whatever you want to say.
Good. First of all, appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. This is the second episode of Friday Night Live, and a huge honor to be on this. And I just want to say, for anybody who's looking for cinematic inspiration or creative inspiration, my channel is all about inspiring creatives through photography, cinematography, and entrepreneurship. I am running a podcast with my boy Kev, the other Kevin. This is Coach Kevin. And check that out. It's called the Kevin and Jashim podcast. And yeah, I wanna connect with some of you guys. So if you guys like what you see on my channel, leave a comment, let me know, and I'd be happy to check out your stuff, connect with some of you all. And a lot of these people, Jess, Brad, Kevin, Chris, anybody else who I'm missing, Anthony, like I know a bunch of these people and we've been connecting. The community is strong. The community is small right now. But I'm here to grow with all of you and along the way, help out wherever I can. So Coach, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me. This was dope.
Yes.
I can't wait to see where this goes. Like
You're
2
funny.
years,
Right.
2 years from here, 1 year from here.
You'll be on ESPN,
Yeah.
like 6 o'clock and whatever.
Right.
But everything, so all your channels, I'll post all the links to everything you said. The podcast with you and Kev, your personal channel, all that will be posted under this video. So definitely, I love the support. Like you said, this community is great. I'm just trying to do something that's not something where we have to think about what we're trying to do or something where we have to write a script, but just something where you can just literally, if you were here, it would be just both of us just chopping it up without a microphone, without a camera. It'd just be like different types of conversation. I feel like it's just it's something that people can relate to, like more so than always
natural.
Other than always hearing this robotic speech or whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm trying to bring with here. And like I said, I had plenty more topics to talk about, but once you get into conversation like this, the time, like everything, the time just flies and stuff like that.
You're right over the water, man. We can catch up anytime soon.
Anytime. This was great. I appreciate each and every one of you that was in the chat, that was here with us from the start, was here with us through the halfway point. Everybody that was supporting this. Fun times. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I know I'm speaking for Jashim too, that we love you guys. This is a great community that we're building and we're just trying to do our best. Jess, we seen your post on Instagram about the 2020 shirts. That's fire. Like, we're just all out here just trying to create something. Like, we're just trying to, like you said, Jashim, we're just trying to leave our mark and just trying to do whatever we can to help build this community and just look from it a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and be like, yo, I was here from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yep. 100%. Yep.
Great time. It's all love. So thank you guys once again. This is Coach Kev, special guest Jashim. Till next time, we're out of here. Peace.